Well, there's been a lot happening. So basically, the FTC and the SEC have cracked down on celebrity and influencer endorsements of products, and it's starting to happen because there's a lot more concern around the people getting advised to get into the crypto market. And so now the regulators are concerned about that, and so they're going after people who've been participating and basically supporting or endorsing crypto products without disclosing to people that they have some kind of financial interest in that endorsement. So perfect example of that is Kim Kardashian, who got in trouble for endorsing a crypto currency, and then she ended up, she tried to get around it by saying that it was a hashtag ad, but it wasn't sufficient enough for the SEC, which requires a little bit more of a disclosure in order to let people know that you're doing this. She was doing this endorsement not because she, is a financial advisor and knew a lot about the product, but because she was actually getting paid. And so she ran afoul of the regulation that the SEC has around this disclosure. And we're seeing the FTC sort of do the same thing. The big thing I think is that they want to sort of prevent consumer harm, and they realize that a lot of consumers are following celebrities that they believe in without actually knowing that they're being compensated for their endorsement, and it's becoming a problem for a lot of consumers.
Do you think this is unique to crypto, or will we see celebrities and influencers stay away from endorsing certain categories altogether?
I think in this world, in the financial world, yes. I think the crypto and NFT world, which in some regards are, these are financial products, and the harm for consumers are greater than if someone said, hey, I'm going to buy this product, like I'm going to buy a certain toothpaste or toothbrush, right? The harm to consumers are, not as significant as the harm for someone who's going to make an investment of their money, their retirement savings, into a crypto product, an NFT, thinking it's going to pay off, and then they end up losing a lot of money. So from the regulatory standpoint, they think of the financial harms as being much greater than sort of like a harm where someone endorsed some non-financial product, and maybe it was, maybe they, bought a product they wouldn't otherwise buy, but they didn't suffer financial harm.
So as the FTC and SEC have been cracking down on celebrities and influencer marketing, how can brands and the influencers they work with navigate these new waters?
Well, one, they should make sure that for brands, I think it's important for them to make sure that the influencers that they work with, the celebrities they work with, make sure that they have it in their contracts that they're going to disclose the value they're receiving. Because it's not just value in terms of money, but it's also value in terms of like if they're getting free product. Sometimes brands will give free products to a celebrity, or celebrities are going to have like their accommodations taken care of, flight, and things like that. Making sure that they're disclosing that in some form, rather than and having that be a part of their contract, I think they should think about, because brands should want to protect their brand, as we all know. And we're seeing now with this crackdown on endorsements that are not being disclosed, that there's blowback to brands when that happens. And so right now the FTC and the SEC are focusing on the biggest celebrity, the biggest brands. And so, I think that's the first place they're going, but they're going to start going into other ones too. So I think for all of them, I think they need to think about, making sure that whoever they're working with discloses the relationship. I think it's very important. And I think for influencers, they should want to do this, because the reason that they have those brand endorsements and deals is because they have a good brand. And all of a sudden, if they get in trouble for not following the law, that can really be a significant problem for them as well.
Right, and celebrities will probably recover from this, but some of the creators who live and breathe brand deals, this could be really dangerous if they mess up.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, it can be very dangerous.
Okay, as the FTC and SEC continue to issue new rules and regulations, what do marketers and brands need to do to comply with these regulations?
Well, they need to follow the law, and I think that if they're not already, they should make sure they have their legal counsel involved whenever they're setting up these deals, to help them walk through, to make sure that they're, like as I mentioned earlier, appropriately disclosing the relationship that they're receiving and how they're going to disclose that to their consumers and to the audiences. I think that's part of it. So my advice would be, make sure you have your lawyers involved when you're setting up these deals, and making sure that you're following the rules as close as possible, so you stay out of trouble with the SEC, stay out of trouble with the FTC.
Lastly, do you think this is going to cause a chill on influencer spending in 2023?
No, I don't think so, because people do still realize that influencers have so much impact among users and consumers. So I don't think it's actually going to go down. I think if anything, there's going to be a double down on influencers, because people are trying to, especially for, I think there's a desire to have more engagement with products, and so influencers are like a great way for brands to do that. So I actually think it's going to go up and not down, and so that's my prediction.